If I had known my life would change because of one wrong delivery, I would have never stepped into that elevator. Or maybe I would have stepped in faster. The night was humid, the kind that makes Lagos feel too close, too loud, too alive. I clutched the garment bag to my chest, rushing into the luxurious Eco-Atlantic Tower, where our fashion house sent orders for a late-night fitting. My boss had warned me, "Don't make mistakes tonight, Adana." But somehow I still pressed the wrong penthouse floor. The elevator opened into silence, not the wealthy kind of silence, but the dangerous kind. Low lights, polished marble, the smell of expensive cologne mixed with something darker. I should have turned back. I should have run. I didn't. A voice drifted from the shadows. "You're not who I was expecting." I froze. Then he stepped out, tall, caramel-skinned, wearing a black shirt that clung to his chest, eyes sharp like he saw through people. His presence alone felt like a warning. I think I delivered to the wrong floor," I stuttered. He looked at me slowly, like he was memorizing every inch. "Or maybe you delivered to the right place," he said, smirking. My heart pounded. Something about him was unsettlingly calm, like the world couldn't touch him. Like he lived above danger and invited it for breakfast. He walked closer, stopping just inches from me. "What's your name?" "Adana." He repeated it softly, and the way he said it made warmth crawl up my neck. Pretty name for a girl who doesn't look like she belongs in the dark. I swallowed, gripping the bag tighter. I should go. I moved past him, but he stretched an arm across the wall, blocking the elevator button. Not threatening, just deliberately close. Close enough for me to feel his breath. "Relax," he murmured. "I'm not your enemy." His eyes softened, not warm, just curious, too curious. "What were you delivering?" "Address, the wrong floor." "Sorry. Let me see it." His voice wasn't a request. But when he unzipped the garment bag and his fingers brushed mine, something electric shot through me. He noticed. His smirk deepened. "Beautiful," he said, eyes fixed on me instead of the dress. My entire body heated. Then the elevator dinged behind me, the real client waiting upstairs, my actual job on the line. I pulled the bag from his hands and stepped inside the elevator. He watched me, eyes steady, unreadable, dangerous. As the doors closed, he tilted his head slightly and said just loud enough for me to hear, "Ada, I hope you deliver to the wrong floor again." The door shut. My knees nearly gave way. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know why he looked at me like that. But deep down, something inside me whispered the one truth I wasn't ready to accept. It wasn't the wrong floor. It was the beginning. Adana told herself she would not think about him again. Not his voice. Not his eyes. Not the way he made the air around her feel hotter, heavier, dangerous. But the universe had other plans. The next afternoon, she was in the studio helping with fittings when the door slammed lightly, followed by a familiar low voice. "I'm looking for Adana." Her heart nearly dropped. Zion. She didn't turn immediately, she couldn't. Her pulse was too loud. Her thoughts too wild. She forced herself to face him, acting calm even though her chest was trying to escape her body. "What were you doing here?" she asked. He didn't smile. Didn't blink. Those eyes traveled across her face like he was checking whether she had slept last night or stayed awake thinking about him too. "You ran out yesterday," he said. "I don't like unfinished conversations." Her breath caught. "I didn't run. I had work." "And I have questions," he replied, stepping closer until the room felt smaller. "You delivered that dress to the wrong door. Whose door were you supposed to go to?" Her voice failed her for a second. "Mr. Okonkwo, the producer." Zion's jaw tightened. "So, you work around men like that. Interesting." "What does that mean?" she asked sharply. He leaned a little closer, lowering his voice. "Men like him don't see you, they want to use you." She scoffed, but a shiver betrayed her. "And you," she whispered. "What do you want with me?" He studied her so intensely it felt like he was touching her without touching her. "I don't know yet," he finally said. "But I'm not pretending I don't want something." Her legs weakened. Before she could respond, her boss walked in. Zion's eyes never left her, Not even for a moment. Your friend can wait outside, her boss said. Zion didn't look away. I'm not her friend. Adana felt heat rush up her neck. Her boss frowned. Then who are you? Zion's response came slow, confident, claiming her without asking. Someone who isn't leaving until she talks to me. Her stomach flipped violently. Zion, please not here, she whispered. He exhaled, sharp and frustrated, but finally stepped back. Outside, when she joined him, he was leaning on his car like a man trying to hold himself together. You're avoiding me, he murmured. I barely know you, she said. He tilted his head. Then let me fix that. She laughed tightly. I'm not going anywhere with you. Zion pushed off the car, closing the space between them until her back hit the wall. You think I'm dangerous, he said softly. I know you are, she breathed. He smiled, not sweetly, but like a man who enjoyed being misunderstood. Good, he whispered. Maybe you'll listen when I say this. He lifted her chin gently with one finger. If you walk away again, I will come for you. And next time, you won't run. Her knees nearly buckled. He stepped back, opened his car door, and added quietly, tomorrow. Same place. Same time. Don't pretend you won't come. Then he drove off, leaving her breathless, shaken, and dangerously curious about a man she should have stayed far away from. But deep inside, she already knew. She would meet him. I spent the next 2 days trying to convince myself that what happened in Zion's penthouse was nothing, a misunderstanding, a moment blown out of proportion in my mind. But every time I closed my eyes, I heard his voice again. If you walk away again, I'll come pick you myself. Who says something like that? Only a man who knows his effect. Only a man who is used to being wanted. Thursday afternoon, I was packing outfits for a client fitting when the studio door opened, and a hush fell across the room. The kind of hush that doesn't need explanation. I looked up. Zion was standing there. Not smiling. Not angry. Just watching me with that unreadable expression that made my knees feel like warm water. Adana, he said softly, and the way my name rolled off his tongue felt like a hand sliding down my spine. My boss rushed to greet him. The man obviously had status, presence, power. Zion barely looked at anyone else. His eyes stayed on me. I need a private fitting, he said. Today. Of course, my boss pushed me forward like offering sacrifice. Adana will handle you. My heart almost dropped to the floor. The fitting room was quiet, too quiet, like the air itself had stepped back to give him space. Zion stood behind me as I arranged the fabrics. Then, slowly, he walked closer until his reflection aligned perfectly with mine in the mirror. You've been avoiding me, he said. I've been working, I whispered. He leaned forward, his breath hitting my ear, warm and dangerous. Say the truth. My hand trembled on the table. He noticed. He always noticed. Fine, I said, lifting my chin slightly. I didn't want to see you. He smiled. A slow, amused, sinful smile. But you're shaking again, he murmured. Which means you did. I swallowed hard. Zion, what do you want from me? He moved around to stand in front of me, lifting my chin gently with 2 fingers. You don't look at me like other people do, he said. No fear. No calculation. You look at me like you're trying to understand me. And that's dangerous. For who? I whispered. For both of us. The room felt smaller. Heavy. Charged. Then someone knocked on the door, snapping the moment. Zion stepped back, masking every emotion, but his eyes held me in place. We're not done, he said quietly. Next time, don't run. Before I could speak, he opened the door and walked out, calm, confident, in control, leaving me breathless and burning from the inside out. And that was when I realized it. I wasn't just attracted to Zion. I was in trouble. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was scared, but because every time I closed my eyes, all I saw was Zion, standing in the alley, chest rising, jaw tight, eyes burning like I belonged to him. Morning came, yet the feeling stayed on my skin. I arrived at the studio early for work, hoping to hide in the busyness of the day. But the moment I stepped in, everyone went quiet. Phones were raised. Eyes were on me. Even Madame Shola stared at me, as if she had been waiting. My heart raced. What happened? I asked. One of the tailors turned her phone toward me. A video. A blurry one, but unmistakable.
Zion.
In the alley.
Holding me.
Pulling me close. His hand around my waist. My breath on his chest. It looked too intimate, too familiar, too forbidden. Adana, Madame Shola whispered. Who is that man? I don't know. I lied. But even as I said it, my body betrayed me. Because I felt him in my bones. Before I could defend myself, before anyone could ask more questions, the studio door opened. And he walked in.
Zion.
In broad daylight. Tall, dark, calm, with that deadly quiet presence that made everyone step aside without being told. He scanned the room once, ignoring every single person, until his eyes found me. Like he came for only me. Adana, he said, voice low but commanding. We need to talk. Madame Shola raised a hand. Excuse me, sir, but she's war. She'll be back. He cut in without even looking at her. I won't take her far. The room went silent. My legs moved before my mind did. When we stepped outside, he didn't speak. He just watched me, studied me like he already knew what I was thinking. You're trending, he finally said. I didn't ask to be. I know, he replied, stepping closer. But that video, people think you're with me. And what do you think? He didn't answer with words. Instead, he reached out and gently tucked a loose strand of hair behind my ear. A soft, slow touch. The kind that makes your knees forget their job. You were shaking last night, he whispered. Not just from fear. My breath caught. Zion. I'm not going to pretend I don't see it. You feel this too. The air thickened between us. Dangerous.
Sweet.
Electric. But before I could speak, a sleek black SUV pulled up to the curb. A man I'd never seen before stepped out. Suited. Serious. Eyes sharp. Zion, the man said, we have a problem. Zion's jaw clenched, all softness wiped away. His hand tightened around my wrist, as if instinctively trying to protect me. What's wrong? I whispered. He didn't look at me. He just said one sentence, one that froze my spine. Someone is looking for you. My heart stopped. Me? Why? He only gave one answer, and it wasn't comforting. You're not safe anymore, Adana. And then he opened the car door. Get in. Adana didn't mean to stare at him the way she did, but Zion looked different tonight, slower, calmer, as if the storm inside him had finally paused long enough to breathe. His white shirt clung to his chest, the top two buttons undone, revealing a glimpse of skin that made her heartbeat scatter. They weren't supposed to be alone. They weren't supposed to be talking. They weren't supposed to be anything, and yet here they were, standing on the balcony of his dimly lit penthouse, Lagos lights flickering in the distance like they were blessing the moment. You've been avoiding me, he said quietly, his voice deep, almost tender. Adana's throat tightened. I haven't. You have. He stepped closer, eyes holding hers, and it's driving me insane. She swallowed, unable to look away. You're the one who keeps pushing me away. Zion exhaled and leaned on the railing beside her, close enough that she felt his warmth spreading across her skin. For the first time since she met him, he didn't hide behind that dangerous smirk. He looked human, vulnerable. Do you know why I push you away? He asked, still staring at the city. She shook her head. Because when you touch something already on fire, you don't walk away without burning. Her breath hitched. He turned to her slowly, gently brushing her hair behind her ear. His fingers lingered a little too long on her skin. And you, he whispered, you don't even know how flammable you are. Adana's lips parted slightly. Zion. He stepped closer, almost chest to chest. Her back touched the railing. His shadow swallowed her whole. Warm, intoxicating, terrifying. His hands didn't touch her waist, but they hovered there, caging her in without force. Tell me to stop, he murmured. She didn't. His thumb grazed the corner of her lips, slow, deliberate, like he was memorizing the shape before he even kissed her. Her breath trembled. His breath deepened. Zion, she whispered again, but it didn't sound like a warning anymore. This time, he closed the distance. He kissed her forehead first, soft, lingering, like it hurt him more than it hurt her. Then her cheek.
Slow.
Intentional. Electric. Her fingers curled into his shirt. I don't want to ruin you, he breathed against her skin. But I want you too much. Her knees weakened. Her heart drummed against him. Then don't ruin me, she said, her voice barely steady. Just choose me. His eyes softened. His forehead rested against hers, breaths mixing, hearts thundering together in dangerous harmony. You don't know what you're asking, he whispered. Then show me, she whispered back. He let out a shaky breath and finally, pulled her into him. His arms wrapped around her waist, strong yet gentle, and when her hands slid up his chest to his neck, he didn't stop her. He didn't pretend. He didn't hide. For the first time, Zion led her close. And he didn't want to let her go. Adana woke up to the sound of soft Lagos rain tapping her window. Her body still remembered the night before, the taste of Zion's kiss, the way his hands moved like he had memorized her in another lifetime, the way he whispered her name like a sin he was ready to commit again and again. She touched her lips and smiled, but the smile didn't last. Her phone buzzed. 3 missed calls from an unknown number. One message. You're in danger. Leave him now. She froze. Before she could think, someone knocked, firm, direct. Adana, it's me.
Zion.
She opened the door. His shirt was wet from the rain, jaw tight, breath uneven. Why didn't you pick my calls? He asked. I didn't hear them. No, he said, stepping inside. You were avoiding something. Or someone. He looked around her room as if expecting danger to step out from behind a curtain. His voice dropped. They found you. Her blood chilled. Who? The people looking for me. He met her eyes. And now they know you're the only person I care about. Her stomach tightened. He reached for her hands. I came to get you out of here. But she pulled back. Zion, I can't keep running from dangers I didn't create. I don't know who you truly are. His jaw clenched. He hated vulnerability, but tonight he had no choice. I wasn't always this person, he said quietly. I worked with a man, dangerous, powerful. I tried to leave. He doesn't like people leaving. And now I'm caught in it, she whispered. You're caught in me, he corrected, and I swear, Adana, I will never let anything touch you. But her silence scared him more than any enemy. So he stepped closer, lifted her chin gently, and asked, Do you want me to walk away? His voice cracked on the last word. She had never heard Zion sound human, scared, breakable. Adana took a deep breath. No, she whispered. I want you. Even if everything around you is dark, I want you. Something inside him snapped. Or maybe healed. Zion pulled her into a kiss, so deep she felt her knees tremble. There was no rush this time. Just hunger. Just meaning. Just the heat of a man who had finally stopped running. When he broke the kiss, his forehead rested against hers. I'll fix this, he murmured. All of it. I'll end it tonight. Then I'll come back for you. And if you don't. Her voice was small. He cupped her face, gently, but with a possessive promise. I will always come back for you. He turned to leave, but she pulled him again by his shirt, surprising him.
Zion.
Yes. If you die tonight, she swallowed. Then take one more kiss before you go. That smile, slow, sinful, dangerous, returned. He kissed her again. Slower.
Deeper.
Like superstition. Like insurance. Like love. Then he whispered, Remember this kiss. It's the one I'll return to. He walked into the rain and vanished down the street, his shadow merging with the storm, leaving Adana breathless, terrified, and completely his. She locked the door, pressed her back against it, and whispered into the darkness, Come back to me. And somewhere in the rain, Zion whispered back to himself, I'm coming home.